Wednesday morning on the Wake Up Show, and that means it's Picayune Wednesday around here. And in our studio, the editor of the Picayune, Daniel Clifton.
Morning. How are you doing today?
Well, we're doing good. Where's the donuts?
I thought you brought them around earlier, didn't you?
I bring the donuts. It's supposed to be the other way around.
Oh, okay.
You keep teasing us.
Yeah.
Well, they were good. I had some this morning. Yours was really particularly good, Ed.
Thank you very much, Daniel. Every week, Daniel's in here to talk about the latest edition of the Picayune on your doorsteps this morning. And, of course, the first thing I want to talk about is deer season coming up. It is right around the corner, and you've got a story in the Picayune that looks like there could be an impact on the deer season here in the Highland Lakes. Tell us about that.
November 1st is Saturday, first day of the general deer season. Bow season has been going on since, I think, the 1st of October. Yep. A little bit there. But I was talking to some biologists, and one of the things they're looking at is we always look at the acorn crop. Yeah. And how the acorns are falling, because that's a natural forage, and the deer love them acorns. And if the deer go to those, they don't go to the feeders. Yeah. Oh. And so we're seeing, apparently what they're seeing is sporadic acorn crops. Some places where it's real strong. Depends on how the rainfall this year and stuff. Places, there's one spot they had a few inches in Llano County of rain, but that seems to be the big driving factor right now, is where the acorns have fallen, where they haven't fallen. And it seems like the further east you go, the better the acorn crop. So but it still looks like a good, healthy population. So the first few weeks, it could be a little iffy if you have a feeder set up. Yeah. If there's a lot of acorns, because the deer are going to go to those first. But once the deer and the wild hogs, and they get a couple cold spells, they'll knock those back, and they'll start moving into the feeders. But biologists seem pretty happy with the deer health.
Well, good.
Numbers
That's good
and how good they're looking.
Their size and
they
bulk.
seem pretty
Yeah, and if you're a deer hunter, I would think that the best place to go would be to find those places that have the most acorns, right?
Yeah, if you're going to set up outside. If you're not going to go, if your feeder looks like it's going to be inactive, I'd go look for some acorn areas, near those acorn crops. Find some of the trails that are leading to and from the acorns, where they're bedding and stuff, and then set up there, and a couple early mornings, get out there and see if they're crossing through there.
Yeah, deer season starting Saturday, and for all you deer hunters out there, read that story in the latest edition of the Picayune.
I don't think you and I could hunt, Daniel. We're not quiet enough.
I know. I do not see anything. Why is it so noisy?
Shh, quiet. You're breathing on me.
Stop that.
And then Friday, of course, is Halloween, and every week in the Picayune, leading up to Halloween, y'all been doing stories about haunted locations. What do you have for us in the Picayune this week?
Well, this one we went underground a little bit to find. Ooh. We went to Longhorn Cavern and visit with them. I wasn't too sure about the whole Longhorn Cavern experience, because you hear they have the paranormal tours, and you figure it's just a dark hole.
It's going to be spooky anyway.
There you go. But I was surprised of how much activity, if that's the word they report over there, as far as hearing voices, seeing things.
Yeah, my son's girlfriend used to work there, and she had a couple of spooky experiences.
Really?
When she was closing up for the night, she would hear somebody laughing and stuff like that.
Ooh. Well, at least she's laughing.
Yeah. And that's one of the I was talking to folks at the cavern, was it's not a menacing presence or anything. It's very not, I guess it's friendly. It's not, I don't think Casper the Friendly Ghost may be hanging down there. I don't know. But they did, like, one of the groups, the Austin Paranormal Group, had come in and did a recording, and they were asking questions. And when they go listen to the recordings, apparently they actually heard responses, and some of it dates back to, like, a fellow named Logan Vanderveer, who was a early settler who helped rescue a woman who was being held down there by some Native Americans.
Oh, wow.
And then there's voices they hear children running. And then there's a place up officers' quarter, which is above ground, where people will take photos of, and they'll come back and they're looking at their photos, and they'll see a little girl looking at them through a window.
Ooh. Oh boy.
And so
yeah, it's freaky. Well, you can read all about that just in time for Halloween. It's in the latest edition of the Picayune.
And sorry.
Go ahead.
They do have paranormal tours, by the way, not just during the Halloween. So.
Oh, really?
Yeah, every month they do a special tour down there. There's one on Halloween this month, but then they have regular monthly paranormal group tours that they'll go down there.
Oh, okay.
All right. Sorry, now go ahead, Ed.
Well, I remember, I don't know how long ago it was, but we were talking about the bald eagles coming to the area, and that they were having to build a new nest for them. And now you've got a story about that in this week's edition of the Picayune.
Yeah, I guess we call them the Texas 29 Eagles. They're the nesting pair along Texas 29 between Llano and Buchanan Dam. And the tree this year fell over that had pretty much were sure they'd come back. As a matter of where they're building the nest. Now they're back, and they've been seen building a nest, or at least carrying materials to a tree near one of the fallen trees.
Oh,
so it looks
good.
like they'll be near at this point, it looks like they're building near the road again.
Well, that's a perfect spot for them because it's by the water.
Yeah.
They've got hunting nearby so they can feed their babies.
And they got a fan club that stops
They've got-
all the
exactly,
time
they've got
right
a
there to
fan
watch
club.
them along 29.
All of them requesting to play Hotel California. Right? So read all about it in this week's edition of the Picayune. As we said, it is available today, the new issue. It should be on your doorsteps. And if you're not getting it, tell them how to do that, Daniel.
All right, we'll call the front office at 830-693-7152 and ask the ladies up front to get you on the list.
And remember, as always, the Picayune is free. Thank you, Daniel Clifton. We'll talk to you next week.